All right. Hey, tenors. It's Charene Herrera. I'm here with Patrick, Wind River Internet. We are in Riverton right now at the Main Street office, 11, or is it 100? 100 West Main.
1100.
1100.
1100 West Main.
1100 West Main. That's where you'll find Wind River Internet. We're talking about upgrades today, and it's actually probably the number one upgrade that's been talked about right now, and that has to do with Windows and the Windows 11 upgrade. You've probably heard about it. You may have some questions. Patrick is going to run through why they're upgrading the Windows system, some pros and cons, and of course get your questions. So if you have any questions about Windows 11 and the upgrade, you can actually comment it right now, right here on the Facebook post, the video, and we'll answer that coming up here shortly.
Yeah, so I was going to show it here, but now, of course, it crashed. So that's a really good selling point for Windows 11.
Technology isn't always our friend when we need it. I think most of us probably encounter that from time to time, and that's what you're actually in the business of. Patrick's very knowledgeable, but even for him, things crash and things go down. But the Windows 11 upgrade, we were just talking off camera, has a lot of questions. People are really curious about this new upgrade and why they should upgrade, or do they have to?
There's some interesting stuff on here. There's resumes. You can show it if you want to on the screen here. So this is Windows 11 right here, and it looks different. So like the first thing that you'll notice is that it's got the start button, which is now just a Windows, in the center, and they've kind of rounded all the corners of everything. So that's...
So cosmetically, it looks differently.
Yeah, you can go back away from this. So it looks, the interface looks different, and they kind of recentered everything, and they kind of updated all the icons and everything, and I don't think a lot of people care that much.
The one reason they might care on the upgrade, and if this is you might comment some questions, is there are some features that aren't available without having Windows 11, correct?
It's mostly cosmetic, but like one of it includes Microsoft Teams for trying to get a head up on Zoom. It's supposed to be a little bit better performance. The big thing is it's free, so that's cool, as long as you have a Windows 10 computer. But yeah, like mainly the icons have been updated. They're allowing you to run Android, so the App Store for Windows now lets you run Android apps eventually. The very first version that's out right now doesn't, but it's going to here soon.
And it doesn't now, obviously. So for those of you that are Android users, that's something positive coming down the line.
So yeah, there's just a bunch more apps available that didn't used to be available. So those are kind of the big things. Some of the cons, there are very strict system requirements. So you have to have a newer BIOS security chip on your computer. So when you go to download it, it'll ask you, it'll do a health check to make sure that it can run Windows 11. And I'd say most computers that are more than just a couple years old aren't able to run it.
So they're trying to get you to buy a new computer?
Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier. Like, so how often do they come out with Windows? Well, last I heard, Windows 10 was going to be the last version of Windows, and they were going to just do little updates annually, and they have been doing that.
Right.
But there was like Windows 3.1 and Windows 95, 98, 2000, XP, Vista, 2000, Windows 2000 was in there somewhere. It was kind of before XP. Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and then Windows 10.
What happened to 9?
Well, 7, 8, 9.
It's a good one-liner there, dad joke.
Yeah, I got three sons that got to keep up with those dad jokes.
So no 9 for Windows, and then the 10, and now the 11. So
they did the same thing with the iPhone. There's no 9.
Interesting.
It's like a tech thing. They don't do 9s.
Is it like 13? Like they're superstitious?
I don't know. Maybe it's like they think German people will think it's a no, or...
Oh, that could be. There's a lot of diversity with that. Yeah. I get that. I understand. All right. That makes sense, I guess, in some ways. Talking more about the Windows 11 upgrade, what are some of the pros to it as far as, are there any, besides cosmetic purposes, that it has any features? That people might be interested in, or what's the big selling point with it? besides just the new icons. Although everybody does like something that looks new.
You know, the big selling point is the fact that it can run Android apps and that it's got the new icons and just everything around it. It's got virtual displays. If you've ever used a Mac, they made the whole thing more like a Mac.
That's kind of what I was going to question when you showed your screen. And earlier in the video, Patrick showed a screen just to kind of show you a little bit on how the corners were rounded and some cosmetic stuff. But first thing that I looked at is I thought, you know, this looks a lot like my Mac.
Yeah, they've got widgets like you have on a cell phone. So different apps can have like, you know, the weather and stock tickers and things like that weren't. You know, you could always get separate programs, but now it's built into Windows, and it's more uniform across everybody's computer.
So would you recommend folks to upgrade to Windows 11? Do they need to rush out and buy a new computer, or is this something that, you know, is going to be, you know, upgraded in the near future yet again, and not something that they need to rush to do?
I wouldn't rush to do it right now, but if you're going to get a new computer, get one with Windows 11. I don't think you have a choice, but if you did, you know, now's a good time. You know, if you were waiting to hold off, a lot of the features that are in Windows 11, you have to have a certain level of a computer for. So it's nice, you know, that you're going to be getting a pretty decent computer if it's running Windows 11 right now. As far as upgrading old systems, you know, if it doesn't pass the health check to be able to upgrade to Windows 11, it might be a security vulnerability anyways, because there's been so much ransomware and malware and viruses. And basically, technically, Windows 11 can run on those old computers, but they're kind of drawing a line in the sand. They're like, you know what? We're not even going to bother fixing all this old stuff anymore. So if you want to run Windows 11, you got to get a newer computer. You got to get one that's more secure. And
it's how they seem to be doing everything these days, you know, just kind of separating them so you have to, or more pushing people to.
But if you've got, you know, if you're building a budget for next year for a business or even your home, you might want to budget in a new computer because if you want to run Windows 11, you're probably going to have a newer computer, especially if it's, you know, like 5 years old or something.
I see some already being released on some Black Friday ads that have been leaked too. And of course, you know, like Patrick mentioned, make sure that they're the Windows 11, but you may not have a choice as it looks like all of the new computers are that way on the Windows front anyways. What have you thought about Windows 11? How long have you had it?
Well, you know, I'm primarily a Mac user, but I have to run Windows for certain applications, and I like it. I think it's just a slicker, cleaner version. I've heard a lot more complaining about it from people than anything, though. Just they took away some of the easy to get to features that are just a little bit more complicated, like different hidden menus and things, which most people don't really need or care about. But if you're like really into tech and you have a certain way of doing things, it just kind of throws you for a loop. Like, where the heck did they move that button to?
Well, I think for anybody, I mean, you like your desktop the way you may like your desktop top, and your shortcuts the way
I know there's some people that like the taskbar on like the right-hand side or at the top of the screen, and you can't do that with Windows 10.
Oh, okay.
You can move the start menu back to the left side of the screen, but that's about it. It's either the center or the left. Yeah.
All right. Do we have any questions on the upgrade with Windows 11?
No questions right now.
So is there a big difference between Windows 10 and 11 besides just that cosmetic?
I think it really is mostly cosmetic. I haven't heard any major issues so far from a tech perspective of, you know, the printer stop working, because it used to be like that. You'd upgrade between Windows XP and Vista, and all of a sudden the printers wouldn't work, and you know, all your webcam wouldn't work. But
right.
So far, most of that stuff seems okay. They didn't seem to change the driver levels and things.
Is there any talk how soon they're going to bring out another upgrade? They're still doing a rollout on Windows 11.
Yeah, so they're kind of slowly rolling it out. I mean, obviously on new computers they got it, but it'll pop up on Windows 10 computers saying, "Hey, you want to run this?" And they're slowly rolling that out. So not everybody gets it right away.
So do you recommend if people get that little "Hey" pop up to download it?
If you're a techie, yes. If it's, you know, your grandma's computer, probably don't press that button. It might throw them off a little bit.
Agreed. Like I said, a lot of people have, you know, their habits and their personal preferences when it comes to computers and technology, as we're becoming ever so reliant on technology. So, Terry, any questions coming up on Facebook?
Nope.
And like we mentioned too, it's just rolling out with the Windows 11 upgrades. So some of you may not even, that might not even be a thought in your mind right now on the upgrade front. I know that we've gone through some upgrades and doing that too. And like Patrick said, it definitely looks like it's cosmetically different, but it also has, different features like the Android. So not everybody is on the Mac attack. So, it's important to be able to offer those too. And that's good for Windows 11.
I guess that's everything I have on it, if there's no questions.
To say easier transition from monitor to laptop, so that's always nice too, as people are trying to multitask a bunch, whether it be in business or personally too. So.
Oh, the snap layout. So like if you're kind of rearranging your windows, they're supposed to kind of
snap
like
groups.
pop up better into place, and I guess just a lot of little. There's a lot of little things that are supposed to make it a nicer user experience.
Yeah, and it started October 5th. They were starting to roll that out. Yeah,
and they've had an early access program since June. So I've been running it since June, and it's okay.
Well, Patrick is testing it for us. That's why we love him. And Wind River Internet, 1100 West Main in Riverton. I'm Charene Herrera. We do this every month. Remember, if you have tech tips, whatever it's about. Is it about internet? Is it about your phone? Is it about anything techie? Well, Patrick can help out. You can send it to us, County 10, right now. You can comment on the Facebook page. You can send us a message, and we'll get it to Patrick, and we'll make a whole show about it, too, which will be awesome. So, again, stay tuned. Next month, we'll be back. Patrick, is that everything on Windows 11 and the upgrade?
It's everything on Windows 11 and the upgrade. I would like to do just kind of an update on our services at Wind River Internet, if anybody's still sticking around.
Still some people on there.
So we finally got our TV service going. So we're going to be offering cable TV-like services for Wind River Internet customers. And that's what we'll do our next show on. We'll kind of go over the different plans and the ways that you can get it. You can go ahead and show my screen here. It's interesting. It's basically an app that you load on a smart TV, Apple TV, Amazon, Google Play Store, or any Android TV device. And you download it and you put in your account information, and it's just like a regular cable system where you have a guide and you can DVR unlimited, and you can even go to a show on a lot of the channels and just hit restart. So if you catch a program in the middle of it, you hit restart and it'll go back to the beginning of the episode, so you can just start watching it from there. And you can even like rewind and go back further in the day to things earlier, which is pretty cool. And if you have multiple TVs, you can just pick up from one TV to the other and keep watching what you were watching before.
Interesting.
So it's pretty neat. We've been working on getting this in place for like the last 6 months. We're looking for people that are early adopters, I guess, right now to test it out for a couple weeks before we do like a big launch for everybody.
How do they contact you if they want to maybe be a part of that?
Yeah, if you're a little bit more tech oriented, willing to kind of report bugs or issues with it, you can just call our office at 857-2004, and we can talk about getting you set up on a plan early if you want to be one of the testers to kind of try it out first.
And it's called what again?
You know what? We're trying to figure out the exact name, but it's probably going to be Wind River Internet Epic TV.
Epic TV. I like it. Sounds very epic. Well, we'll do that next month, so make sure you stay tuned. Again, I'm Charene Herrera. This is Patrick with Wind River Internet. I didn't miss a chance, too, to wear my Braves hat. World Series tonight against the Astros. Game 1. Go Braves.